All right, everyone, welcome to From the Heater Tournament, put on here by Tampa Bay USSSA, broadcast by Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network, here at the Joe DiMaggio Sports Complex in beautiful Clearwater, Florida. Well, thank you for joining here for the third game we have slated between St. Pete Wahoos and the Florida Panthers. This is the second game of the Florida Panthers. They pulled out a 6-5 victory a little bit earlier against the South Georgia Gnats. And you just saw Central Florida Flex take down the Gnats 8-4 a little bit ago. Very quickly, let's run through momentarily here. Bear with me. Let's run through the lineups momentarily here. Let me check on the broadcast here, folks. We seem to have an issue. Not sure why. Broadcast here, folks. We seem to have an issue. Not sure why. I'll tell you what, let me restart this because for some weird reason we don't have a scoreboard. So let me fix that. Keep an eye out, and we'll be back shortly. For some weird reason we don't have a scoreboard. So let me fix that. Keep an eye out.
Now pitching for the St. Pete Wahoos, number 13, Van Zimmerman.
All right, technical difficulties averted. Good thing we had our crack IT staff on that. My trusty assistant pointed out that we had an issue, and the IT staff was quick to get this one squared away. And we're good. So again, thanks for joining us here at the Throwing the Heater Tournament put on by Tampa Bay USSSA, sponsored by VisitStClearwater.com, and put on by I'm speaking too fast. Put together and executed by Tournament Director Tim Labus. Thank you for all his work as we get things underway here with the Wahoos as the home team. The Wahoos on the mound is going to be Vance. Behind the plate will be Elijah. So the starting lineup defensively is Waylon in right field. He'll be batting first. Beck in left field batting second. Chris playing shortstop, batting third. Joey batting fourth, playing second base. Elijah catching, batting fifth. Jackson batting sixth, DHing. Bub batting seventh, playing third base. Trevin playing first base and batting eighth. Batting ninth is Adrian playing center field. Coming up for the Panthers, it's going to be Donnie leading things off. Jalen, Truman, Gio, Tripp, Tyler, Donovan, Hunter, Brantley, and Jack. So we'll get things underway here very shortly for y'all. Thanks again for joining us. I'm Doc. I'll be your commentator throughout this game as I had the first two games. We saw two really good games before this one. And we're going to get this one underway here between the Wahoos and the Florida Panthers. All right, so here we go. First pitch by Vance. Called strike. And we're underway here in the top of the first with an 0-1 count on Donnie. Again, Jalen's on deck. And thank goodness, thank you all very much. And that, I guess I would have been dropped third strike on the bunt attempt. So I missed one there. My sincere apologies, everyone. One out, though. Jalen steps in, Truman on deck. We're at 550 subscribers. We only got 450 to go for our initial goal, or our second goal. And we're going to keep raising the bar from there. But so far, we reached over 500 in the spring. The explosion of followers was fantastic, and we appreciate their continued support. There's a curveball called strike, and it's an 0-1 count to Jalen. It's been absolutely fantastic. Really appreciate that. It helps our channel grow to provide enhanced experience for you, the fans. These players out here giving their hearts and trying their hardest, as well as the coaches. Pop fly on the infield. Pitcher's under it. Makes the catch. And that is 2 outs. That's Vance on that catch, by the way. So 2 down. That brings in Truman. And Truman will be the pitcher for the Panthers in this one. We do have a little bit of a cloud situation over top of us. It's kind of ominous. But all around us, blue skies and some white clouds. So it's going to be interesting to see if anything happens. There's a line shot in the center field. Nice catch by the center fielder. That was Adrian on the catch. And that's 3 up, 3 down. So we'll move to the bottom half of the first inning. Coming up for the Wahoos is going to be Waylon. He'll be followed by Beck and then Chris. Let me give you the defensive lineup, and I'll give you the rest. Repeat the batting order again for the Panthers. So Donnie is leading off, playing left field. Jalen batting second, playing shortstop. Truman pitching and batting third. Gio playing third base and batting fourth. Tripp batting fifth and playing left field. Tyler batting sixth and playing right field. Donovan on first base and batting seventh. Hunter batting eighth, and he's the extra hitter. Brantley is batting ninth and catching. And Jack is batting 10th and playing second base. So a couple really good games today so far. We saw the Panthers take the Nats 65 in the first game, as I said earlier, and this last game the Flex took the Nats 8-4. So some really great baseball, a lot of back and forth, a lot of close games, and it's what's interesting is the last innings. It's almost like who could outlast who in the comebacks and things like that, and you never know. Baseball is a funny game. So with that, again, please make sure you like, share, subscribe. Give us lots of views, lots of likes, and share a lot, because the more subscribers we get, the better chances we get of getting advertisers and sponsors to support the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network, which is really ultimately supporting you, the fans, and these players. Same thing on Facebook. Please follow, like, and share. Greatly appreciate that. Same thing, share it around. Get us, please bring some more subscribers there, or followers. Both platforms really help build credence to what we're trying to do to bring notoriety to youth baseball in the Tampa Bay area. And who knows, we could go national. But earlier today, I got something to share with y'all in a minute of a visitor we had earlier today. There's a ball outside, and we're underway as the first pitch came in from Truman. And it's a 1-0 count to Waylon. Beck's on deck. Called strike, and it's 1-1. So earlier today we had our farthest viewer yet, which I'll tell you where from in a moment. Ball low. It was actually during the last game, the Flex and the Nats, And we had a visitor from Taiwan. So thank you so much. There's a line shot in the right center field. That's going to get over the center fielder's head. It recovers quickly, gets it in. And Whalen leads things off here in the bottom of the first inning with a single. That'll bring in Beck. Chris is out on deck. Anyway, from Taiwan, that's our farthest reaching viewer to date. So again, thank you so much for joining the broadcast last game. If you're here again, welcome. And to any of you, wherever you're at, thank you so much for joining the broadcast. Ball one to Beck. And the pitch. Ball two. So really appreciate everyone's support. And definitely glad to have you aboard. Called strike, and it's 2-1. There's a ground ball. That's in the hole as Jalen was moving over to cover second base with Whalen going. And back-to-back singles has the Wahoos in business here in the bottom of the first inning. That'll bring in Chris with Joey on deck. And Chris takes the ball just off the plate. That's a 1-0 count. Called strike, and now it's 1-1 as Truman evens things up. The ball gets away from Brantley, and that's going to allow the runners to move up. And it's ball two, so 2-1 count. Runners at second and third. At 2-0 with a 2 RBI single by Chris.
Number 48, Joey Puccia.
And still nobody out here in the bottom of the first. That brings in Joey. Elijah on deck. As Brantley goes out to talk to his pitcher. There's a ball inside. And it's a 1-0 count. Throw over to first. Snagged by Donovan. Chris is back in time. Joey has a 1-0 count. Swing and a miss. Throw down to first. 1-1 count. Chris is back in plenty of time. He got a big lead over there. Fortunately for him, Brantley's throw was off the mark. And they almost, wow, that was close by at first. Chris did get back in there, but the move by Truman over to Donovan made it very close. There's a ball high. Makes it 2-1 now. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Truman over again. Truman over again. They do not get Chris. Chris is back in plenty of time. He's making it look like it's closer than it is. Of course, on the mark throw may make a difference. Called strike. And it's 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. Strike 3. Throw down. Knocked down by Donovan. And that's one out. Brings in Elijah Jackson on deck. Wahoos do lead it 2-0 on 3 hits. No errors so far. Truman goes back to first. Chris is in there. This is game number 3 of our coverage today. Ball high. There goes Chris. Throw down. And not in time. It's ball 1 to... Sorry about that. I didn't reset. It's ball 1 to Elijah. It's called strike. Now it's 1-1. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. 1 on. 2 runs across so far into the bottom of the first. In the pitch. Ball up just a little bit. There goes Chris to third. I got to get on our scoreboard keeper as he is struggling big time. I think it's a 1-1 count. Might be 2-1. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. And it's either 2-2 or 1-2. Ball in the dirt. We're going to keep it at 2-2. Fly ball in the right field. Right fielder's on it. Makes the catch. Here comes the throw. Runner tags. Chris will score and extend the lead 3-0.
Number 39, Jackson Francis.
So 2 down, brings in Jackson. Bub is on deck. Ball high. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Ball up, and it's 2-0. Coach is going out to talk to his pitcher. Let's see. It doesn't look like he's trying to thinking about pulling him. Looks like he's going to stay in. Just trying to get him to settle down. They do have 2 outs. Nobody on. Wahoos are out in front 3-0 here in the bottom of the first. 2 balls, no strikes. Conference breaks up on the mound. And we're back to live action here as Brantley hustles back to the plate. And the pitch. And now it's 3-0. So 3 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. And the pitch. Called strike. And now it's 3-1. And the 3-1 delivery. Way outside. That's ball 4.
Batting number 9.
That brings in Bub.
Jr.
Jackson's on with a 2-out walk. Trevin on deck. The good news is the cloud is moving away, as you can see beautiful clear skies, blue skies out in the just above us and in the outfield. Called strike, and so 1. Ball just off the outside, and it's going to be 1-1 count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Called strike again. And it's 1-2. So Truman's out in front of Bub. Called strike 3. And that is 3 outs. So 3 runs on 3 hits. No errors. And 1 left on. At the end of 1, it's the Wahoos 3, Panthers 0. Coming up for the Panthers in the top of the second is going to be Gio, Tripp, and Tyler. This is Doc from the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we're back. You're probably wondering why I went on mute. I will explain that. In between innings, there's often music played. In this case, there was. So I went on mute so we don't get any delays in this live feed being available post-game. So what I've asked, so I asked them to just give me a few seconds to wrap up the inning, and then they can kick it off. So that's why you hear me go mute between innings now. The other games we didn't have that, but anyway, thank you all very much for your support and understanding. All right, there's a ball low, and funny thing is, as part of that enhancements that we want to do down the road is when we go between innings, we would go to a commercial instead of a blank sound. So again, huge reasons why we need those subscribers, advertisers, and supporters. There's a bunt up the third base line. Gio is, overthrown first base. Gio's going to easily go to second. And we'll call an error on the pitcher on that one. That brings in Tripp. And Gio standing down at second base with a after the bunt and the overthrow. Ball high, up around the chin there. And it's a 1-0 count to Tripp. Ball low, and it's 2-0. And here comes the 2-0 pitch from Vance. Foul ball out of play, and it's going to be 2-1. So Elijah's still behind the plate. The infield seems to be staying the same. There's a foul ball just out of the reach of Trevin. And the pitch. There's a ground ball. That's going to go in the hole. Actually, nice job by Chris to field that. To first. Not in time. Now runners on the corners with the infield single for Tripp. Wow, what a job by Chris to go way off to his right. Come up with that one. I'm pretty sure that was Chris. Yeah, great job. But infield single, that moves Gio to third. Nobody out. Coach Bragg goes out to talk to his pitcher. Settle things down. And the conference continues. All right, it's broken up now. We're going to get back to some live action. Runners on the corners, nobody out. That's Gio at third, Tripp at first. Tyler steps in, Donovan on deck.
Go Ty, baby. Be sharp, be sharp. Be sharp.
And here's the pitch. Foul ball out of play.
Hands up.
And it's an 0-1 count to Tyler.
We all said it. We all said it.
Here we go. 0-1 count. There goes the runner. Pop fly. That was Tripp taken off. Nice catch by Chris. One down. So hit and run on. That will keep Tripp at first. Wow, that one just about got away. There was a good throwdown, though, by Elijah to try to get Gio at third as Gio was taking an extra big lead there. Bub came around behind to try to get him caught off guard, and ball was just a little throwing a little low. There's a swing and a miss by Donovan. That's a tongue twister. Say that one real fast 10 times. Well, only me. Probably you could say it fine. Anyway, ball was thrown low, and Bub couldn't quite get his glove on it to get it back over in time. Here's a pitch by Vance. Ground ball foul. That's 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. Runners on the corners. Panthers threatening. Trail by 3. Donovan represents the tying run. Gio at third, Tripp at first. Line shot in the center field. That's getting down for a hit. The first run for the Panthers will come in. And it's a 3-1 ball game after an RBI single by Donovan. All right, that brings Hunter to the batter's box. Brantley on deck. There's a fly ball. That's going to... Nice catch by the center fielder. Throw it to first. Overthrows it. That's going to put Donovan on second and Tripp at third. But what a catch out there. So it's unfortunate for the overthrow, but nice job by Adrian in center field. Came a long way. That'll bring Brantley to the plate. It's 2 down. There's a line shot back up the middle. Fielded by Chris over to first. And they call him safe. They say come out the bag, and that scored 1. And now it's 3-2. Scores Tripp. Moves Donovan to third. Brantley's on first now with an infield single. Brings in Jack. Gonna have, my guess is it'll be Hunter. Nope. Tyler is running for... No, not Tyler. I'm not sure who's pinch running, but somebody else is pinch running. Needless to say. Pop fly. Foul out of play. Let's see. Runners at first and third in this case. It's a 3-2 ball game. Donovan is the tying run at third with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Line shot back at the middle. That's going to get through for an RBI base hit. Ties the ball game. And Jack is on first base. Runners on first and second now. Line shot down the line. Calling foul ball on that one. That was close, but no cigar. And the pitch. Ground ball, foul. That's an 0-2 count. To Donnie. On deck is Jalen. Pitch. Ball in the dirt. 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ground ball down to the third base line. That gets through. And the go-ahead run is going to score. And the Panthers lead it now 4-3 with an RBI double by Donnie. There's a ball in the dirt. Nice job by Elijah to keep it in front of him. It's a 1-0 count. The Panthers have put up 4 this inning. Came roaring back against the Wahoos to take the lead 4-3. There's a line shot right back at the middle. Nice stop by second baseman over to first. And that is 3 outs. But Panthers put up 4 on 5 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on base. At the end of 1.5, it's the Panthers 4, Wahoos 3. Coming up in the bottom of the second for the Wahoos is going to be Trevin, Adrian, and then back to the top of the order with Waylon. This will be Trevin and Adrian's first time at bat. Waylon singled and scored his first time up. Again, this is Doc, the Tampa USSSA Sports Network. We'll be back. All right, we go back to start things off here in the bottom of the second. Trevin leads it off. Adrian on deck. I was just checking the weather radar here, and it looks like a very low chance of rain today where we're at. So that's great news, which means we should be able to plow through our games without any interruption. This is our third of our four-game coverage today. Nice stop by Jalen at third over to first, and that is 1 out. It brings in Adrian with Waylon on deck. Special shout out to my trusty assistant for keeping me straight, and the IT crew, as well as the there's a ball 1 to Adrian, as well as the scorekeeper. It's a 1-0 count. Here's the 1-0. Ground ball down to third, fielded by Gio over to first. And that is 2 outs. So 2 up, 2 down. I had a pitching change. I missed that. My apologies. Tripp is actually now pitching for the Panthers. That brings in Waylon. Beck comes out on deck. Ball inside. That's a 1-0 count. So 1 ball, no strikes. Ball low. 2-0. That was just a little up. 3-0 now. That was very close. And the pitch. Call strike. And it's 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 strike. And the 3-1. Strike 2. Full count now. This Tripp has worked it all the way back to a full count against Whalen. And the payoff pitch. Fly ball in the infield. Donovan's coming for it. Makes the catch in foul territory, and that's 3 down. So 3 up, 3 down, and we move to the top of the 3rd. Coming up for the Panthers is going to be Truman, Gio, and Tripp. This is Doc from the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. We'll be back. All right, folks, we're back. Again, reminder, the reason why we go mute is due to the music. So that's why we have to do it. So we don't get strikes against us or delays in the live feeds going live. Or being available after we are done post-game. Okay. Because you'll be able to go back and watch this game as much as you want. Plus, we do highlight reels at the end of the tournament as well. So, new pitcher for the Wahoos. I'll tell you who that is in just one moment. And a new catcher. Ground ball to third. Fielded by Bob. Oh, just away from. Bounces away. As they let the ball play him. We'll charge an error. Truman's on. Here in the top of the 3rd for the Panthers. Gio steps into the batter's box. Or actually, what is going on. That's not true. Oh, it is. Okay. Sorry. I saw Tripp coming out. I'm like, did I miss something? But no. Gio is in the batter's box. So that is Beck pitching, and catching out is Jackson for the Wahoos. Left field is Elijah. It's called strike, and it's an 0-1 count to Gio. Pitch. Pop up right on the infield, right to Bub. Bub makes the catch. Oh, he dropped it. He did not make the catch, but they do get the runner at second as he dropped it, so they still get an out. So we'll charge an error again to Bub. So there's one down. I thought he caught it, just looked down and assumed he caught it. All right, so one out. Gio is now at first. Tripp steps in. Tyler on deck. Panthers lead at 4-3. Pop foul out of play.
Go, stay on top of it. Stay on top.
Got a close one here in the third. Most times these games have broken out. There's a fly ball in the right field. Good snag over there by Waylon. And it makes 2 outs. So 2 down. That brings in Tyler. Donovan on deck. Tyler's 0 for 1. Gio at first. And the pitch. Called strike. And it's 0-1. Again, that's Beck on the mound. Jackson behind the plate. Following this game will be the Central Florida Flex and the St. Pete Wahoos playing each other for our final game tonight. Or today, rather. Ground ball back at the middle. Mishandled. Fielded. And that is 3 outs. All right, so no runs, no hits, 2 errors, and 1 left at the end of 2.5. It is Panthers 4, Wahoos 3. Coming up for the Wahoos in the bottom of the third is going to be Beck, Chris, and Joey. This is Doc from the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, folks, we're back. As we get things started here in the bottom of the third inning, Beck's going to lead things off. Chris is on deck. So Beck singled and scored his first time up. And Chris singled in 2 RBIs and scored his first time up. First pitch from Tripp outside, ball 1. pop fly right here on the just out of play in the fans area, just barely. There's ball one. Or actually ball two. Sorry about that. To Beck. There's a ground ball back up the middle. Fielded by Jack over to first. And that is one out. Brings in Chris. Again, he's singled in two RBIs and scored his first time up. Joey comes out on deck. Tripp gets set and delivers just a bit inside.
Be confident, be confident.
It's ball one. That'll be ball two now. Apologies. A little technical difficulty. Called strike down the middle of the plate, and it's 2-1. 2 outs, nobody on here. I'm sorry about that. Got ahead of myself. 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the third. Foul ball, and it's now 2-2. And the 2-2. There's a ground ball to short. Gio cut it off on the dive, but couldn't get up in time to throw out the runner, so it's an infield single for Chris. Chris is 2 for 2 on the day. That brings in Joey with Elijah on deck. It's ball low. That was a great job, though, by the way, by Gio laying out and snagging it. Just unfortunately, he couldn't get up in time to throw out the runner. And Chris was pretty fast, so it would have been tough to get him. Hit runs on, fly ball in the right field. Nice catch. Here's a throw to first. And in the dirt, almost doubled off Chris. But could not get it back there, so Chris is safe at first. So 2 down. That brings in Elijah Jackson on deck. Chris gets his lead. Tripp goes over to first, throws it away, and I think he slipped on the mound, caused the ball to get away from Donovan. Donovan hurries up and gets it back to Tripp, and that's going to move Chris over to second, so we'll charge an error to Tripp on that one. Still no pitch yet to Elijah. You could see Tripp's foot slip as he threw it and just lost control and overthrew Donovan. Anyway, here's the first pitch to Elijah, ball high. That's a 1-0 count. Tripp checks Chris. Chris is back. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Ball 2. Ball low and outside. Makes it a 3-0 count. And here's the 3. Nope. Tripp checks Chris. Chris is back. And the delivery. Ball 4. So 4 straight balls, puts runners on first and second. 2-out walk issued to Elijah. That brings in Jackson. Bob on deck.
Now batting, number 39, Jackson Elijah.
There's a ball outside, and that's 5 straight balls from Tripp. It's a 1-0 count. Chris at second. Elijah at first. There's a line shot back up the middle to Jack. He fields it cleanly over to first. Actually, bad throw. That allows a run to score, as well as Jackson get on. So we'll charge an error to Jack. That scores Chris. And this game is tied up at 4. What a turn of events. That puts Elijah on third and Jackson on first. The runners at first and third. Still 2 outs. It brings in Bub. Trevin on deck. Like I was saying earlier today, baseball's a crazy game. You never know what's going to happen at any given time. Ball high. And coach is calling timeout to go out and talk to his pitcher. All right, Tripp will remain in the game. Runners at first and third, a 1-0 count to Bub. And the pitch. Ball low. And it is 2-0. Tie ball game. Great field by Jack. Unfortunate throw for the third out. Couldn't quite get it. Tripp throws over to first. Keeps Joey close. Joey's in there pinch running for Jackson. Jackson is the current catcher. There goes Joey. Swing and a miss. Actually, it was a foul tip. So 2-1. Runners will remain at first and third. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Nope. Timeout called. And the 2-1. Ball 3. 3-1 now.
Got it, Bob. Let's go, kid.
3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners on the corners. There goes Joey. Ball low, throw down. That was ball 4. And that scores another run. And the Wahoos now have the lead 5-4. So 2-out walk issued. The throw down to second ended up with a run scoring. That brings in Trevin. Trevin's 0 for 1. It's ball 1. So Bub at first, Joey at second. Ball 2. So the Wahoos lost the lead momentarily, but battle back here in the bottom of the 3rd to reclaim the lead. Ball high. Raindrop just came down. Hopefully that's not any indication of what's to come. It's 3-0. Oh, now it's 3-0. Sorry. That was ball 2. I get a little ahead of myself. So 3 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Bub at first. Joey at second. Pinch running for Jackson. And it's ball 4. Bases loaded.
Number 1, Adrian Garcia.
That brings in Adrian. And that's going to be it for Tripp. As coach is going out to talk to his pitch or to retrieve the baseball. Looks like I'll find out who's going to be pitching in a moment. This is Doc from the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. Be right back. All right, I did find out who it is. It is Anthony. He was a sub. Did not have subs listed from the Panthers. So that was who was pinch running earlier that I missed. So bases loaded, 2 outs. As we're about ready to get underway here as Anthony finishes his warm-ups. I believe he is just about done. All right.
Now batting, number 1, Adrian
Here we go.
Garcia.
So Adrian steps in. Adrian made some great catches out in center field earlier. Fantastic job. And here's the first pitch from Anthony. Ball low. Now, as you know, bases are loaded. Trevin's on first, Bub's on second, and Joey's on third. There's nowhere to put Adrian. 1-0 count. Called strike, and it's 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball in the dirt. And it's 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. And the 2-1 pitch. 3-1. So a walk here would extend the lead by 2, 6-4. Anthony delivers. Called strike. And now it counts 4. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The runners will be going on this pitch. There they go. Fly ball into center field. Center fielder's going back on it. Makes the catch. And that is 3 outs. However, the Wahoos pick up 2 to take the lead back on 1 hit, 2 errors, and 3 left. At the end of 3, it is Wahoos 5, Panthers 4. This is Doc, the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. We'll be back. All right, here we go, folks. Beck still on the mound. Jackson still behind the plate. There's the first pitch to Donovan. Ball 1. For the Panthers, it's going to be Donovan, Hunter, and Brantley. Again, apologies for going mute there. I had to avoid the music. There's ball 2. We will, in between this next inning, because it's only when the Wahoos, I've realized, when they go on defense, that's when we end up with music. There's ball 3. So we will stay with you at the end of this inning because we won't have that. It's got a little bit of sprinkles coming down at the moment. Nothing big. Just a general cloud overhead. That's ball 4 for 4 straight balls by Beck. Puts Donovan on with a leadoff walk here in the top of the 4th. And the pitch. Called strike. To Hunter. Brantley's on deck. So 0-1 count. Foul ball off the end of the bats. 0-2. So the funny thing is, at the end of the day here, so we're getting lots of these gnats or fleas coming around. The wind stops blowing, and they come out for some reason. It's a ball off the plate, and it's 1-2 now. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Hunter. Nobody out. Just getting underway here in the top of the 4th. Our 3rd game of the day. 4th game coming up next. It's going to be the Wahoos versus Flex. There's a shot in the center field. Adrian's coming in. Makes the catch. A basket catch. Nice job. And that is 1 away. Adrian's definitely makes some great plays out in center field for the Wahoos. And the pitch. Ball outside. It's a 1-0 count to Brantley. Beck came into the game, or started the inning last inning. He delivers to Jackson. There's a fly ball in the left field. That one is going to drop in for a hit. And so Brantley's on with a blue single to left field. And runners on first and second. Jack enters. Jack is 1 for 1. He singled in RBI. Drove in Brantley, actually, last inning. And that is Truman coming in to run for Jack. Truman gets his lead. And the pitch. Called strike on the outside corner. And it's 0-1. So Donovan on second, Brantley on first. Well, it's actually Truman on first. Pinch running for Brantley. Just off the plate, ball 1. Bump foul. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that is 2 outs. That's going to bring in Donnie. Donnie doubled in an RBI his last time up. There's the ball. Truman still at first, Donovan at second. There's a line shot to third base. Nice snag by Bub. And that is 3 outs. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. And at the end of 3.5, it's Panthers 4, Wahoos 5. Coming up for the Wahoos in the bottom of the 4th inning is going to be Waylon, Beck, and Chris. This is Doc on the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment. You guys can see okay, right? I needed to stand up, so
No, you're good.
Okay. If I stand here, I'm in your way, or I'm not in your way.
Now batting, number 21, Waylon Moore.
All right, leading things off here is going to be Waylon, followed by Beck. Waylon, Beck, and Chris. Waylon is 1 for 2 RBI and scored back in the first inning. There's a line shot in the right field. Nice catch by the right fielder. I believe that's Tripp,
Now batting, number
and that is 1 out. And the pitch. There's a line shot in the left center field. Left fielder's going back on it. Makes the catch. 2 outs. Beck took that one for a ride. That brings in Chris. Chris is 2 for 2. 2 singles, drove an RBI, and scored twice. That's ball 1. Anthony's still on the mound. Brantley behind the plate. 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th. In the pitch. In the dirt. And that is ball 2. So 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Joey's on deck. And the pitch. Pop fly right here on the infield. Catcher's calling it. And, Brantley just couldn't make the catch. Foul ball. And Chris has new life. Chris has new life with a 2-1 count now. Like I said, especially with the wind blowing like it is right now, a high fly ball like that behind the plate is really tough without wind. Add wind to it, it makes it 10 times worse. It's a 3-1 count now to Chris. And the pitch. Ground ball to third. Fielded by Gio. Over the first. And that is 3 outs. So 3 up, 3 down. We move on to the 5th. Coming up for the Panthers is going to be Jalen. He is over 2, followed by Truman, who is also over 2. And Gio, who is also over 2, but he reached on 2 errors, 2 different at-bats. Truman, even though he's over 2, he did reach on an error his last at-bat. This is Doc, the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. We'll be back. All right, folks, we're back.
Let's go, Jay. Get us started, baby. Come on, boys. Let's go. Everybody take the play.
There's a ball inside to Jalen, and the top of the fifth is underway. Rain's starting to pick up a little bit more here. That's ball 2.
Come on, back. Work ahead, kid.
Ball low. That's ball 3. Ground ball to second. Over to first. Joey over to Trevin. And that is 1 out. That's going to bring in Truman. Truman's over 2, like I said. Reached on errors last time up. He'll be followed by Gio on deck. There's the first pitch, called strike. And we now have a 1-1 count. Sorry about that little IT difficulty. Straightened out now. So ground ball to third, fielded by Bub. Over to first. And that is 2 outs. That brings in Gio. On deck will be Tripp. Tripp's 1 for 2, singled and scored his first time up. And the pitch. Call strike just off the plate. Or on the, I'm sorry, just off the outside, or at the outside corner of the plate. Wow, what am I saying? 1-1. That one was just off the plate. Beck gets a sign. Timeout called by Gio. Beck delivers. Foul ball, or fly ball down right field line. That is foul, by the way. Wind blew it that way away from Trevin and Waylon. So it's a 1-2 count. Panthers 4, Wahoos 5. Coming up in the bottom of the 5th is going to be Joey, followed by Elijah and Jackson. This is Doc from the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. We'll be back. All right, here we go. back. Anthony's still on the mound. Brantley behind the plate. Anthony delivers his first pitch, called strike. To note also that Anthony coming in, Anthony has come into the third inning and shut everybody down since he came into the game. So great job by him. Ball low to Elijah. Jackson on deck. And the pitch. 2-0. And that makes it 3-0. So 3 balls, no strikes. 1 out. Bottom of the 5th. Wahoos lead it by 1. And that's ball 4. So that puts Elijah on first base with a 1-out walk. Jackson comes up to the plate. Bob on deck. Jackson is 0 for 1, reached on the error. And Bubba's also 0 for 1. There's a ball just off the plate. And that's going to be 1-0 counts. Throw over. Wow. Elijah was leaning the other direction. Just about got caught. Nice move by Anthony. Throw over. It's back in time again. There he goes. Showed bunt, pulled back. And Elijah is at second base. And that is ball 2. Ball 3. So a 3-0 count to Anthony. Ball 4. So runners on first and third. That puts Jackson on first. So 1-out walk issued to Jackson. I'll get you the pinch runner in a minute. That could be him actually pinch running or running for himself. Rain's picking up just a little bit here. Throw over. Joey went in to run, so Joey, this is Joey, right? Bob's at the plate. Yeah, it is Joey running for Jackson. There goes Joey. Ball in the dirt. I believe it is a 2-0 count to Bob.
Go, you see that gap? Let's go.
Runs at second and third. Here's the pitch. Called strike. 2-1 count now, I believe. It's a fly ball. Short right field. Right fielder has it. Makes the catch. Throw home. Nice throw right to the plate. Holds everybody where they are. That's 2 outs.
Number 5, Trevin Gregory.
Trevin steps in. With 2 outs. The ball low. And it's a 1-0 count on Trevin. Anthony looks in and gets a sign from Brantley. Comes set and delivers the 1-0 pitch. Foul ball, and it's 1-1. Ball in the dirt. And that's going to make it 2-1 count now to Trevin. If there's anything great about the sprinkles we just literally got is the gnats have gone away. Or fleas. There's the throw by Anthony. It goes into center field. That scores another run. The Wahoos extend their lead now 6-4. As there seemed to be a mix-up between Jalen and Jack at second base. And the 2-1 to Trevin. It's a fly ball in the left field. Left fielder's coming in. Makes the catch. And that's 3 outs. So, no runs. I'm sorry, 1 run on no hits. 1 error and 1 left at the end of 5. It is the Wahoos 6, Panthers 4. This is Doc from Tampa, USSSA Sports Network. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we're back. Tripp steps in.
Don't get under. Don't get under.
He'll be followed by Tyler, who's on deck, and then Donovan. New pitcher, Chris, on the mound for St. Pete Wahoos. Jackson still behind the plate. So the clouds behind us are ominous for sure, and they're going that direction, which is great for us because it is, you can see clear blue skies in the future. Foul ball behind us. It's no 1 count. So no balls, 1 strike. And the 0-1. 1-1.
On top of it.
Again, coming up after this one is going to be Flex Baseball, Central Florida Flex Baseball versus these same Wahoos, and foul ball, and it's going to make it 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Top of the 6th. Wahoos hold on here. Don't give up any runs, or at a maximum 1 run, and they walk away with a victory here. A tie will send us into the bottom of the 6th, or a tie, or if the Panthers take the lead, I should say. Bouncer right back over Chris's head. Picked up. Joey couldn't come up with it. That was a tough hop. We'll award an infield single to Tripp on that one. Nobody out. Tyler steps in. He's 0 for 2. Donovan's on deck. Donovan's 1 for 1. Drove an RBI and scored back in the 2nd. You may ask why he's 1 for 1. It's because he walked his last time up, which doesn't count as an official at bat. Chris pitches. Low. Ball 1. Huh?
You know that's not Tyler. That's Anthony Hanna in for Tyler. I thought you said Tyler, but that's not.
Oh, I did. I didn't see Anthony come up. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. My apologies, folks. It's Anthony that's in there. I didn't catch that as he came up. So this is Anthony's first at bat, and I believe it's 3 balls now. So 3-0 count. Tripp at first. And the pitch. It's a ground ball. Fielded by Beck. Over to second. Oh, it actually overthrows it. That's going to allow Tripp to go to... Tripp's going to come in. Here's the throw home. Nope, they hold him. And so we're going to call that a fielder's choice for Anthony. But on the error by the shortstop, that is going to move Tripp and Anthony to 2nd and 3rd respectively. Nobody out. Tying run at at 2nd. Coach Brad goes out and talk to his pitcher. Coming up is Donovan. Like I said, Donovan's 1 for 1. He'll be followed by Hunter, who's over 2 but has flown out to center field twice. So he's gotten a good shot on the ball. And the pitch. Foul ball. It's 0 for 1. Or 0 and 1, not 0 for 1. No balls, 1 strike to Donovan. Hunter's on deck. And the pitch. Line shot right back out the middle. Off of Chris's glove. That's going to go just behind second base. That's going to score 1. And we'll award an RBI single to Donovan. Scoring trip. And I put runners on the corners. Still nobody out. It's a one-run game, 6-5. That's twice Donovan has come through with a RBI, a hit. There's a called strike on Hunter. And it's 0-1. Donovan gets his lead. Foul ball. 0-2 now. Still nobody out. One run across. Runners on the corners. It's kind of reminiscent of the game against the Nats where the Panthers came back late. Pitch. Ground ball back up the middle. Fielded cleanly. Over to second. Over to first. Double play. But the tying run does score. That brings in Brantley. Jack on deck. There we go. Finally got caught up on the scoreboard there. So 0-1 count to Brantley. Brantley's 2 for 2. Scored once. Ball one. 1-1 count. Scored back in the second inning. There's a pop fly into right field. Right fielder has it, and that is 3 outs. So 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and nobody left at the end of 5.5. It's the Panthers 6. I'm sorry, Panthers 5, and sorry, I forgot to get the other run. Panthers 6, Wahoos 6. Now this game will not go into OT. It will end in a tie if the Wahoos don't score. Coming up for the Wahoos, Adrian's going to lead things off. He'll be followed by Waylon and then Beck. Things squared away here. Bottom of the 6th. Anthony's still on the mound. So with that, let's take a quick break. This is Doc, the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network.
Now batting, number 1, Adrian Garcia.
All right, here we go, folks. Bottom of 6. This is it. It's a fly, ground ball to short, fielded by Jalen, over to first, off the bag, and Adrian's on with error, throwing error by the shortstop to lead things off here. That brings in Waylon, top of the order, Whalen's 1 for 3 and RBI, or I'm sorry, scored and singled back in the first inning. Anthony gets his sign from Brantley, delivers. Nope, he goes to first. Adrian represents that winning run for the Wahoos. Anthony delivers home. Showed bunt, couldn't get it there. And Adrian easily steals second base. So it's ball 1. Ball just came in low. And the pitch. There's a bump back up the middle. Anthony fields it. Over to third. Not in time. And everybody's safe.
Now batting, number 24, F. Jackson.
So the winning run's 90 feet away, and Adrian brings in Beck. Beck is also 1 for 3, singled and scored back in the first. Nobody out. Anthony checks his runners, comes set, delivers. There goes Whalen. And looked like he called that a ball. I'm not sure. We'll call it a ball for now. Looked like a strike, but not 100% sure on that. So runners now on second and third as Whalen stole second. There's a pitch. There's a called strike. And I think it's 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Winning run 90 feet away. Oh, it's 0-2. All right. So that first one was a strike, as I suspected. So 0-2 count. Anthony delivers the 0-2. Bunt, first base line, squeeze bunt, and that is the ball game, folks. Right there it is. Adrian scores. And Wahoos win this one. Final score, 7-6. Nice bunt. And great job by them. So thank you all for joining. This is Doc from the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network's broadcast of Throw 'em the Heater tournament. We're in beautiful Clearwater, Florida at Joe DiMaggio Sports Complex. Again, thank you so much for joining. The final score here, Wahoos pull this one out in the bottom of the 6th, 7-6. Coming up next is the Wahoos versus Central Florida Flex. Please stay tuned for that, and we'll be back with you momentarily.